Business Live today.
Thanks for joining us once again. Now, leading producers of alcoholic beverages in West Africa, Georg Distilleries, has temporarily halted operations in Nigeria. Last year, Nigeria, the largest economy in West Africa, went into an economic recession, making it difficult for businesses and industries to operate in the country. Among the companies affected is Georg Distilleries. Now, in an interview with Joy Business, the marketing manager of the company, Elvis Blankson, explained it is currently studying the market and will return when things improve. There's more in the following report.
The state-owned Georg Distilleries produces alcoholic beverages to both the West African and European markets. Management of the company has recently taken a decision to hold on to its Nigeria operations following the tough economic times in that country. Among several challenges faced by the company in recent times include currency transaction issues and a significant drop in demands of the various brands. Elvis Blankson is the marketing manager of Georg.
Georg, we've been in Nigeria and we had few challenges, I think, last year. They were also in recession. If you know, Nigeria was in a bad recession economy last year, and that really affected almost all the foreign companies. You could not...
Including Georg?
Including us, of course, including Georg. You could not even repatriate your money. You could not bring dollar back to the country, and so all these things. And the economy was really in a bad shape. The dollar, the rate fell so much from 290 to almost 500, and so you could imagine the loss. And so we really had to put our business on hold. Most companies did that. So we actually kept our business on hold. At the moment, we're in Liberia.
In Ghana, however, Elvis Blankson mentioned power supply as a major challenge last year, as the cost of drawing power is huge.
Last year was really not a good year, but I think we have overcome that. The energy has stabilized now. I don't want to go to the past because it's been a challenge that we've been able to resolve and overcome. It is good that now we have a stabilized energy that is really working to our perfection now. Last year, if I tell you the amount of oil we had to buy to power our generator, it will amaze you, but we have overcome that, and it's really impacted on our profits negatively. So that they have put in place measures when it comes to, fluctuations in power and other power challenges. They have really put in place measures. For instance, we have a machine that is actually takes not so much, power, and sometimes we are even compelled to use our own generator because, when you compare with the normal electricity, it's even expensive.
The company has been able to achieve its first half production target and is focusing on enhancing its Castlebridge brand.
Well, here in Ghana, the situation is not that rosy. In fact, many businesses are not doing well in the country because of high operational costs and other challenges. Government, in pursuit of a turnaround of the private sector, promised a stimulus package to resuscitate struggling, potentially vibrant economies. Joy Business has been speaking with one of such companies. It's a hair product manufacturing firm, MVP. CEO of the company, who is also Vice President of Cosmetics and Toiletries Industry of the AGI, Sunday Osajman, outlined some of these challenges and how businesses are struggling to survive in the wake of these challenges.
Entrepreneurship in Ghana today remains one of the most risky ventures anybody could ever consider. That's according to the Chief Executive Officer of the leading hair products manufacturing company, Slade Industries Limited. In an interview with Joy Business, Sunday Osajman noted that private sector businesses are losing their relevance in the economy, mainly due to persistent challenges they continue to face in their line of work.
And having learned something and wanting to come back to contribute, I'm grateful that I've been able to do that. But from practical business sense, this is a very challenging environment that we operate in.
You were telling me that for the past 4 years it's been difficult. Exactly which aspects have been difficult?
Quite a few. The exchange rate has been very devastating for most businesses, including mine. Where, let me give you an example. Whereas maybe some years past, I used to spend, say, $2, 10 cedis to $1. So my raw materials are dollar-based. So if I was paying $1, 10 cents per pound, that means I needed maybe about 2 cedis and some change. But then when the cedi jumped to 3 plus and 4, that means I need more cedis, okay, to be able to buy the same amount of raw material.
Government has begun screening selected companies to be chosen for its stimulus package. An engineer with the technical support group of the Ministry of Trade and Industry tells Joy Business that aside the stimulus package, government will be providing manufacturing companies with the technical support they need to remain relevant in their fields.
I look at the technologies and things like that to see whether, those technologies do have potential to increase our local participation. And then the finance people will tell us whether there is enough money to support what they need to do. Maybe we have to get to the point where we are looking at the fact that most of the things that we are producing here are import substitutes. So we have a choice of sending the money to America or sending the money to Ghana.
Under the proposed stimulus package, several distressed but vibrant companies are expected to be thrown a lifeline.
Now, the Ghana National Gas Company has denied reports it has misappropriated some $47 million in revenue from gas sales. This is in response to the latest report by the Public Interest and Accountability Committee that funds cannot be accounted for. We are joined on the phone line by the Executive Director of Kite, Ishmael Ejekumhene. Thanks for your time tonight. I want to begin from whether or not the media got the reportage right.
Thanks. Let me greet your listeners. I think the media got it totally wrong. And I was at the launch. I've looked at the PIAC report. PIAC never said that the money couldn't be accounted for. PIAC actually said that out of the total amount that was expected, the only $9.3 million were paid. And the rest wasn't paid. And it's added to the total indebtedness of VRA to Ghana Gas. So I think that Ghana Gas is just responding to a false reportage that somebody misinterpreted or the slant that somebody put to the story. And yesterday I saw a similar story in the BFT that seemed to suggest that the gas from 10 fields could have replaced the close to $1 billion that we needed to provide to the power generators to buy fuel in 2017. So I think they're responding to the wrong reportage, and they should have probably cross-checked with PIAC before they came out with their response.
Again, for the sake of those watching who are wondering, so what is the current state of affairs? What amount is not accounted for? What is going on? What's the explanation from PIAC?
Okay, so it is not unaccounted for money. I mean, if you have seen the report, basically what PIAC was saying, and PIAC has been saying this for the past 1.5 years, that the debt that VRA is owing Ghana Gas is ballooning, and as a result, because VRA is unable to pay Ghana Gas is also unable to pay GMPC, and it's the money that Ghana Gas pays to GMPC for the raw gas they receive that is supposed to go into the Petroleum Holding Fund. So in 2016, the total gas sales was around $66 million. Only about $9 million was paid. So the difference is what the reporter actually did some mathematics and said that's the difference. In actual fact, they got the difference wrong because it ought to be 66 minus 9, so it should have been 57, not 47. Okay, so when you add that debt that wasn't paid in 2016 to the balance that was brought forward from the previous year of about 253 million. That is how come we arrive at the 434 million. That is the debt owed GNGC as at the end of 2016. So again, Ghana Gas is responding to something that they haven't checked. I don't think PIAC said that the debt as of today was 434. What they're actually saying is that, well, you people got it even wrong, not because they don't owe us, but they owe us more as of today. So I guess the point that PIAC is making is still very relevant. So what they are saying is that between December 2016 and May 2017, another $100 million has been added to the indebtedness. So I think they got it all wrong. PIAC never said that the debt as of today was 434. They said the debt as at December 2016. Mind you, that report was covering the period January 1st to December 2016. So again, Ghana Gas got it wrong. But for me, what is interesting is that I thought PIAC was actually fighting for Ghana Gas by telling the whole world that the debt is becoming unsustainable. And Ghana Gas is saying that PIAC is actually misinforming the public or something like that. I think they should have spoken with PIAC, because whatever information PIAC used in their report, they got it from Ghana Gas. Ghana Gas, I know. Yes.
Well, you have worked with PIAC before. I'm just looking at how, people are misunderstanding the figures put out. How do you reconcile the figures so that it's made simpler for people to understand?
Well, I think it was a straightforward message that somebody should have just sought clarification before putting out the report. You know, you journalists, you always like some side of the story, and probably if they are spoken with PIAC or clarify issues with PIAC, they probably wouldn't have led to those situations. But I guess what PIAC is saying is still very relevant. What Ghana Gas has said today or yesterday is that, yes, the debt that VRA owes us has actually increased by more than 100 million within 6 months. And that's exactly what PIAC is calling the government to address very quickly, because I know by the end of the year, the money would have reached 600 million plus. And that is not sustainable, because Ghana Gas will have to start servicing this debt, the CDB loan that Ghana took. Ghana Gas is supposed to be paying the money back now. And if we allow the debt to get to the unsustainable levels as we are seeing, we may not be able to pay the CDB loan, plus the money that is supposed to go into the Petroleum Holding Fund, we won't get that money. And that's the point. And I think Ghana Gas should have done their checks properly. They should have read the report before issuing that rejoinder.
But indeed, Ghana Gas makes reference to a cyclical debt challenge within the energy sector. Let me understand how this is a challenge and how it can be addressed.
It's a big challenge, my brother. It's such a huge challenge, because if you consider the fact that Ghana Gas only started commercial operations in December or November 2014, and within a period of, if we take it into consideration, the May period that they are given, within a period of, let's say, 30 months, BRA is owing them over $500 million. Okay, it's going to add to what the Minister of Finance and the President said. The energy sector debt is over $2.4 billion US. What it means is that this young company that didn't have anything to do with all the problems that we had in the energy sector over the past 15 to 20 years, they have been drawn into this. The PIAC report refers to as the vicious circle of indebtedness of the energy sector agency. So Ghana Gas is being drawn into this whole thing, and it shouldn't be so, because in the case of Ghana Gas, there is a loan that we need to service, and if we don't insulate them from what is going on, there might be problems for us in the near future. So yes, they are right, and that's exactly what PIAC said in their report. And PIAC was actually calling for the government to halt that and make sure that these monies are being paid immediately. If you consider the fact that NGAS actually, VRA owed NGAS not more than 110 million, and they disconnected Ghana, we didn't get gas. Now VRA is owing them close to about 550 million as at now.
Okay.
And somebody doesn't think that is an issue. It is an issue, and that's what they should. And I know that what Piak said, some people in Ghana Gas are happy, so I don't know why they are doing what
All right. Thanks very much indeed. We've run out of time, unfortunately. Thanks very much. That was Ishmael Jekunhene of Kite making some explanations there on the latest Ghana Gas report, following media reportage on the PIAC 2016 annual report. Now, government might not struggle in raising the required funds for the energy sector bonds. This is because of the biggest institutional investors in the country, SNITS, indicating its preparedness to take up some of the bonds. Dr. John Ofori-Tenkrang is Director General of SNIT.
Now, I think that once the, deal synopsis is given and, we'll look at the risk and the return. I mean, mind you, we still have quite a bit of government receivables in terms of bonds that we already hold with the government. So maybe in some way, shape, or form, again, diversification may be necessary. But everything is for sale if the price is right. So if the deal synopsis is good and the return is good and the risk is fine, to the extent that the bond is, the underlying assets are solid, and we think that, they can throw off the cash flows that are being promised, I'm all ready to buy.
Thank you. Has government made all its contributions to the SNITs in terms of workers? In the past, there have been serious problems there. Is there any progress on that?
Yes. Yes, I must say. I think that when we took office, one of the first things that I did was to engage the Ministry of Finance and tell them about how much they owe us in terms of the arrears from 2016. So I did a paper and I did a calculation and took it to the Honorable Minister. He agreed and then asked me to follow. He agreed with the numbers, then asked me to follow up with a letter, formal letter, which we did. So that is something we're working on in terms of arrears for 2016. We came in at the end of March, and there were still arrears for 2017. I think I'm happy to say that if the payment, they've made payments, and I think that once we get a payment this month, they're going to be current for 2017, right? And hopefully they can remain current through the rest of the year. The ones that is in 2016 that, I give him the paper about. I think we are still.
What was the debt position in 2016?
They owed us about 827 million Ghana cedis.
What about 2017 as well?
2017, they are now current.
Okay.
So I think 2017 we square.
Will you take up interest in the 10-year bond that will be raised, SNITs, or you started the book building, Fidelity and Standard Chartered Bank? Are you going to take up interest?
This is a government of Ghana bond.
To each sector bond that they're going to raise.
I think that my investment division is working on that.
Still on energy issues, put in place a robust local content policy that can help Ghana benefit from the oil find. That's the advice coming from the Scottish government to Ghana. The country in 2010 started producing oil in commercial quantities. However, the expected benefits in terms of improved revenue and an economic turnaround is yet to be realized. Africa boss for the Scottish Development and Investment Agency, Andrew Monaghan, tells Joy Business building the capacity and skills of Ghanaians are also critical.
Your local content policy insists that Ghana will not be the victim of companies who come down here, make a lot of money out of oil and gas, and then leave and say thank you very much. That mandates companies that we bring down here to think in terms of a Ghanaization policy.
You think that the enforcement of these local content policy hold the key for Ghana to get closer to Scottish economies that have benefited from oil and even the Norwegian economies?
The very simple answer to that is yes. There is a far more complex answer to that as well, because you can't just rely on a local content policy, it's like having one leg on a stool. If that's all you have, it's going to fall over. You must have a lot of other things as well. For instance, one of the other things that we're extremely interested in, I've touched on it as well before, is education and training. If you don't have the people trained and ready for your oil and gas industry, then it will disappear in front of you.
In other news tonight, a credit officer at the Micro and Small Loan Center in Ho has emerged ultimate winner in the grand finale of the Airtel Umrenie promo. Daniel Kumafo accumulated the highest recharge points at the end of the 4-month reward scheme to pick the 150,000 Ghana Cedi grand prize. About 2.7 million subscribers of the network received consolation prizes in the form of data bundles, smartphones and cash over the period. Prince Apia was there and reports.
The winner is Daniel.
Mr. Daniel Yakumafo beat stiff competition from Mustafa Tofik and Samuel Obeng Amwaku Jr. in the final draw in Kumasi. The first and second runners-up respectively went home with 100,000 Ghana cedis and 75,000 Ghana cedis. Umrenie is said to be the telecom industry's biggest and most rewarding recharge promotion. It was introduced in February this year to appreciate and empower subscribers to realize their dreams. The overexcited Yakumafo spoke to Love Business after receiving his check.
I did not hear of it earlier, so a friend won a phone. So as he won a phone, he told me that there's a promo going on from Airtel and he won a phone. So I was telling myself, if my friend who is in Ho won a phone from Airtel, then maybe the promo is genuine. So, but let me also give it a try and see. So I took it from there. I also tried and I won a phone. So after winning a phone, I had a vim that I think is genuine. So I was just putting money into it, hoping that any price at all I'll win. And I won the weekly price, which was 10,000. So from there I continued. I didn't stop. And I won a monthly price, which was 25,000. After winning this, I said, no, this money, let me not use for anything at all. Let me just put it back into this promo. Once the ultimate price is there. So I invested back into it. And today, I'm the grand prize winner.
Marketing Director of Airtel Ghana, Rosie says the promo was the company's way of expressing gratitude to the people who keep its business going.
Invested almost 5 million cedis in this promo, and this is really investing in the lives of our customers. I mean, the customers are the ones who have made us who we are today. They are the reason why we exist. So investing in them is what we'd like to do, and that's what we've done through Umrenie, investing about 5 million cedis worth of prizes in them. I mean, as you know, Airtel is the most innovative telecoms company in Ghana. We're always finding exciting ways to ensure that the stay on our network is great for our customers. So we have some amazing things being planned for our customers. We have an awesome data package that we will be bringing out very, very soon. And we have some really cool bundles that we know our customers will enjoy. So all I'm going to say is I'm not going to release too much, but keep a lookout. Airtel is coming out with some really cool things very soon.
For Joy Business, Prince Apia reporting.
Happy fellow. You're still watching Business Live. We're taking a short break. We'll be right back.
Business Live today.
Welcome back. We're on to our interview of the day, and the Managing Director for EcoBank, Dan Saki, says he sees the resumption of the National Identification Project by government as critical in reducing the rising levels of non-performing loans in the banking industry. The National ID Project, the CEO of the National Identification Authority recently disclosed, will start issuing instant national IDs in September. Mr. Saki says this will make it easier to identify businesses that banks lend to.
Interview of the day.
Already we are happy with the trends we see because we've seen that virtually, I think week in, week out, every bank is announcing a reduction in rates. I'm sure that as consumers, we are looking at a faster reduction, but we believe that as the factors are tackled step by step, we'll see a gradual reduction. And that reduction, we believe, will filter through to the final consumer.
What are some of those critical factors that need to happen for us to see that quick run through? Recently, the head of banking supervision was making an appeal to the banks that let's see more faster drop in the lending rates, and not even base rate, lending rates to customers. And what do you think are these things that are critical so that we can see the reduction that we're all looking for, so that we can all walk into EcoBank to secure credit?
I think it will not be the entire game, the major game changer, but it will not be the entire thing that will drive, but it will be a major game changer. One, if it can happen, it will drive consumer credit, because today a lot of people are outside the banking sector because they cannot be ID'd effectively and efficiently. If the banks arrive at a position where they are able to ID people effectively, like I said earlier on, that serves as a deterrent to people who want to default easily because they know they can disappear into the system. As we get to that level and deal with the issue identification, obviously cost of credit will reflect accordingly.
Interview of the day.
And don't forget, you can get yourself updated on all our business stories on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. We are back same time tomorrow.